Well, Mother's Day is on Sunday, and this morning we have some advice and a bit of myth busting for new parents and those who are expecting. Family physician Dr. Stephanie Liu, also known as Dr. Mom, is here to help us. We're going to do this true or false style this morning, Dr. Mom. So I'll hit you with the true or false, and then you give me the answer. So true or false, you can't drink coffee while you're pregnant.
That is false, okay? So there's this misconception that you can't have any caffeine during pregnancy, and that's actually not true. In general, it's considered safe to have small amounts of coffee, so less than 200 milligrams of coffee per day. So in an average cup, there's about 95 milligrams. So in general, it's safe to have about 1 to 2 cups of coffee if you're pregnant per day.
That's a pretty good intake. That's good news for a lot of people out there. Another one, true or false, you can't eat fish when you're pregnant.
Okay, that's another falsy. Okay, so we actually recommend 2 to 3 servings of low mercury fish, so fish like salmon or trout per week. And in fact, fish is actually really good for us during pregnancy because it contains omega-3s, and omega-3s are important for a baby's eye and brain development. And there's actually some studies that say that moms that eat fish regularly during pregnancy, their children are more likely to have a higher IQ.
Okay, interesting stuff. Now, true or false on this one, you can't have artificial sweetener, or you should at least avoid it while you're pregnant.
Okay, so this one's a bit of a doozy. It's kind of true and kind of false. So in general, it's okay to have moderate amounts, so small amounts of artificial sweeteners. But we don't recommend having high amounts of artificial sweeteners because there's some studies that say that daily consumption of artificial sweeteners during pregnancy may be associated with preterm labor and delivery of large babies.
Okay, now let's go away from just eating and then once babies are born. True or false, teething causes fever and diarrhea.
Okay, false. Okay, so with teething is typically associated with the drooling, the irritated baby, some painful gums, and sometimes a slight elevation in temperature, but it is not associated with a fever. A fever is defined as higher than 38 degrees. And so if your babe has a fever, you can attribute that to the teething.
Okay, so something else might be going on there. That's good advice to know. How about this, true or false, you should wash the baby right after birth?
Okay. That's another false. I feel like I'm giving you a lot of falses.
Well, that's a lot. You know, people believe these things that they're heard through their family or online, so it's good to debunk things too.
Okay, so that's a false. And in fact, the World Health Organization recommends delaying the baby's first bath for more than 24 hours. And that's because when you give a baby a bath when they're just freshly born, there's a risk for something called hypothermia, so when their body temperature drops. And when their body temperature drops, that can cause stress on the baby and cause their blood sugars to also drop. And we also know that first 24 hours is absolutely critical for bonding between the mom and the babe and also for skin to skin. And skin to skin contact can really help with breastfeeding initiation. And there's actually some studies that say that by delaying your bath for more than 24 hours, that can actually improve the likelihood of breastfeeding success.
And for those new expecting parents out there, that skin to skin in the first couple hours, very wonderful thing. So look forward to that as well. Dr. Mom, thank you for your advice this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Now, if you've liked more information, you can follow her at, what's it at Dr. Mom?
At Life of Dr. Mom.
At Life Dr. Mom. Make sure you go check that out.